You know me, an OG, pick only what's OP, and nobody owe me no thing but a trophy and a fat check with mad zeros like tempo. Put my enemies in boxes like bento.
Hey everyone, Speedy Temple here, back with another reaction to another death battle. This time it is Goku versus Superman. Again, I'm pretty sure I've seen a Goku versus Superman death battle before, and I'm pretty sure they've done it at least twice before. So I'm guessing this is going to be like a updated version, because I'm pretty sure the last time they did this, or at least the last time I remember watching it, this was before Dragon Ball Super came out, if I remember correctly. Maybe, or at least I know it was at least before Dragon Ball Super ended, or at least before the Tournament of Power. Or the the Tournament of Power was the. Was that the one with all the universes? Yeah, I think that's what it was called. Where all the universes were basically at stake in this tournament. And spoilers, Universe 7, which is of course the universe that takes place in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT and Super. All the Dragon Ball shows basically are based in Universe 7. So of course that universe won, but it was actually because of Android 17 winning, basically being the MVP for Universe 7. And the prize was a wish, and his wish was to bring back all the other universes that were basically destroyed. So basically nothing changed, just that Universe 7 got major props for being the strongest universe. But yeah, that's what happened to Dragon Ball Super. Going back to the reaction, so yeah, I'm pretty sure they've done Goku vs Superman before, and the last time I'm pretty sure Superman won, from what I remember. So I'm gonna guess the same thing's gonna happen this time, but I guess we'll see if they're taking new things for Goku into account, like Ultra Instinct and all that kind of stuff. Because I'm pretty sure Superman hasn't changed, really, so at least not in the last, like, 5 or so years. Probably has the same powers, same strength, and all that, so I guess we'll see. So, let's get started in a 3, 2, 1. BetterHelp.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Was that like a
Goku,
Mortal Kombat
Superman.
entrance
It's time
or intro?
to answer the ultimate question, and we're taking it all into play.
We're examining Superman's extensive mainline comic book canon. Given Dragon Ball Super's contentious continuities, we'll include all 3 just to be thorough, plus Dragon Ball Heroes.
He's
Okay.
Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
A death battle. Yeah.
Far away, in an
Goku's
enchanted
story.
land, an old master found a boy.
Oh, Grandpa
and
Gohan.
marveled at his uncommon strength. This is the story of Son Goku.
Chances are, if you've watched some localized anime, you can thank this guy.
Inspired by martial arts films and his wife's interest in Chinese culture, Akira Toriyama crafted the story and the character that would define generations to come.
Dragon Ball! Kakarrot was born a low-class Saiyan on the planet Vegeta, narrowly escaped its destruction by Frieza, and was raised on Earth by happy old Grandpa Gohan.
Not just raised, but trained. Gohan
He's over 40 years
Goku's
old?
teachings in martial arts,
I guess it
which
makes
he would
sense.
find to be his true calling under the guidance of Master Roshi.
Hobbies,
Specifically,
eating,
he learned
napping,
the
sports.
Kame-sen and Ryu style,
Yeah,
which
that's
focuses
Goku
on
in a
discipline
nutshell.
and tenacity, both of which
Favorite foods:
strongly
fish,
define
orange
his
soda,
The
ramen,
more
and
he
anything.
learned, the more he
I
wanted
know about
to
orange soda.
improve. This little low-class monkey boy would prove that hard work and dedication can beat raw talent. Within just a few years, he was so strong.
Kamehameha!
Gods! And a talking cat, but mostly gods. When you're training to dodge lightning, you know you're a few leagues over everyone else.
He did have a slight advantage. Saiyans are naturally superhuman. They
True.
also take Nietzsche's famous words, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger,"
Very literally.
Very literally.
Yep.
It's almost unfair how much of a boost in power they get after they're hurt.
While
Senkai
Saiyans
boost.
like Vegeta may have abused this trait, it suits Goku. No matter how many times you knock him down, he will get back up, stronger than before.
It helps that he knows so many cool combat moves, like the Kamehameha.
That
An
he's
incredibly powerful
taken from
technique
everybody
that
else.
focuses one's ki into a single point for a devastating beam.
They learned it from Master
challenging,
Roshi.
It took Roshi decades to master, but Goku got it in like
5 seconds, yeah.
It's incredibly versatile.
After
with over
image.
50 different
Autonomous
variations.
Ultra
For
Instinct,
Goku can
Destructo
curve the
Disc,
beam
Dragon
like fire,
Fist,
or
Energy
even shoot it
Landmine,
from his feet.
But
Evil
unlike
Containment
most
Wave,
Saiyans,
Flight,
he doesn't
Fusion
just
Dance,
use
Godbind,
ki to blow
Hakai,
shit up.
Instant
Moves
Transmission.
like the
Oh my
Solar
goodness.
Flare, Energy Landmine, and Godbind require a lot more strategy.
I can't even
Because while
say all
Goku
this
isn't exactly
quick
book
enough.
smart, he is a genius when it comes to martial arts. He
True.
doesn't just train to conquer his opponents, but to conquer himself.
He's also got some different moves, like trapping you in a rice cooker.
Well, pretty much any container could be used for
Mafuba.
a ceiling technique.
Then there's Kaioken, aka instant steroids. Goku multiplied his power by 20 with it before, and
20.
in a movie, he even got it up to times 100. What a badass!
The Genki Dama, or Spirit Bomb, is potentially his strongest attack, but it requires considerable time.
Even though it only
unlike
worked
instant
once
transmission,
so
which
far.
is a teleport that's instant. The way it works is Goku detects another person, like a sort of beacon, then teleports to their location by launching himself through an alternate dimension where time stands still.
Oh, that's how it
according
works?
to the Daisenshuu guidebook, it's a dimension hop. You can actually see this in between space in some movies and games.
And the
Oh.
dubs wanted us to
Didn't know
think it
that.
shot Goku's molecules around at light speed. Silly English.
The dubs did more than that. In fact, early dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to rewrite Goku as a
Oh, the Nimbus goes
Superman
400 miles an hour?
Even his famous speech on Namek about being the light in the darkness was originally about him coming to terms with his Saiyan heritage, accepting his anger and pride, avenging his people by defeating Frieza, and declaring himself the Super Saiyan.
Hell yeah! If there's any scene that deserves the word epic, it's when he went gold. Super Saiyan and its sequels all have official power multipliers, but they threw us for a loop by turning Goku into a god.
Super Saiyan God certainly changed things up. Goku gained Divine Ki, a pure form of Ki unspoiled by mortal hands. Unlike normal Ki, it can't be detected and appears to have healing properties.
Kinda like Senzu
Oh, really?
beans. Did you know one Senzu has so much healing juice it can regenerate a person's lost limbs? They're missing out.
God Goku reached a level of power that could compete with the greatest of deities.
I've never seen a
nearly
Sen- well,
shattering the whole universe with a
I've seen a
single
Senzu
flash
like
on his
heal
first
wounds,
go.
but
Dragon
never
Ball's cosmology
regrow
is
limbs.
unique. This model is said to be an accurate depiction of Universe 7, but there's a wrinkle there. When all of humanity went to heaven,
Because Boo went berserk.
Fidel commented that heaven is just as large as a universe, and the Daisenshuu backs her up.
And, that's heaven. Big planet.
So let's scale things up with that in mind. Doing so would make Universe 7 over 1,500 times larger than our own observable universe.
And Goku
What?
could destroy that much the first time he went God. And he didn't lose that power. He learned how to use it even better, even in base form. Now, imagine how much stronger he became when he stacked Super Saiyan on Super Saiyan God and became Super Saiyan Blue.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, not saying that. Or after he trained with some almighty
Yeah, I
Goku.
think Super Saiyan
Or
Blue is
when he
better.
perfected the blue hairdo
Super
and
Saiyan God,
smacked
Super Saiyan just sounds
Kaioken on
redundant.
top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats with God Ki, breaking through Hit's time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient timeline, defeating Jiren, who shook the entire world of Void by just walking.
He even tried out Hakai, the destruction god move that nopes you out of existence. Your being and your soul erased from all of time and space.
Culminating in his greatest form, Ultra Instinct.
Grown Goku isn't a normal transformation, it's a state of mind. Ultra Instinct is the highest peak of martial arts, subconsciously making optimal choices because you're in the
So
zone.
they didn't escape the pretty
Doing
black hole.
without thinking.
Something Goku has always been trained to do.
Must be a manga
Technically, it
thing.
can be used in any form, but when perfected, autonomous Ultra Instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what.
Oh, wait, no,
comes
that-
his way,
that from
Goku
Tournament
will
Power?
automatically dodge.
Is that what
counter to the best of his ability, even pushing his
forgot what her
body
name
well
is,
beyond his physical limits.
those
So
three,
far
like,
beyond, in fact, fact, Ultra Instinct can summon a massive avatar
pretty
to defend him
girl
in his own
superhero
body
things from
That sounds
another universe.
really intense.
No, they call their
It is,
attack.
which is why he's developed incremental versions of it for specific uses. It's extremely difficult to
I haven't watched
maintain
Dragon
the full
Tournament of
form
Power
long.
in like 5
There
years.
you get to Dragon Ball Heroes, aka Dragon Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
While technically a different continuity, CC Goku is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku. His history and powers are
Capsule
the same,
Corp Goku.
making his story just as much of a what-if scenario as the multiple super continuities. The only real difference is Toriyama's not really involved.
This Goku used instant transmission to teleport through time and dimensions. He outsped a god who could see the future. He defeated Dark King Fu, who was gonna rewrite the entire universe. Hell, this series even makes GT cool. Xeno Goku can break space-time just by going Super Saiyan
You know, I started watching
4.
Dragon Ball Heroes,
Back
but
at that Goofy monkey boy
I
chopping
lost
wood and
interest.
punching dinosaurs. It's almost overwhelming to think about how far Goku has come, how much he's had to face.
But no matter the challenge, he takes it head-on and pushes through.
Showing everyone
Yeah, that he
everywhere,
does.
how to go even further beyond. Faster
Alright,
than
time
a
for
speeding
Superman.
bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's
Superman!
Geez, just a locomotive? People in the 40s needed bigger imaginations.
born on the far-off world of Krypton. The infant Kal-El was sent to Earth by his parents, narrowly escaping Krypton's destruction. Raised by farmers as Clark Kent, he eventually became Superman, champion of the oppressed, the man of tomorrow.
If you've only seen the movies, forget him. Comic book Clark's not the perfect Boy Scout, and he's definitely not Jesus.
Oh, actually, I
the
wonder if
guy
they're
who made
gonna
him
bring in
foolish.
the
Jersey
new
and Joe
animated
Schuster were
series
sons of Jewish
into this.
immigrants and grew up in a time when anti-Semitism went largely unchallenged.
And then that ugly mustache showed up.
Understandably seeking escape from some truly terrifying horrors, the pair created Superman to be a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
A hero who could defeat any evil by just punching it.
Speaking of the new
Hell
anime
yeah,
series.
That's how I live my life.
After almost 9 decades, Superman has been many things. At the core,
Like, he's
his
only over
story
30?
is one of a refugee, a child who lost his home, left to the mercy of alien people. This new
mean, I
world
doubt
accepted him, raised him, gave him
Superman
a new
really
home, because
ages
helping
at the
others
same
in
rate we
need
do.
is the right thing to do. That's why he became a superhero, the first superhero.
Everything's gotta start somewhere, but he was the first one to really take off.
What
I
3D
mean, not
animation is that?
literally, it took a while actually before he learned how to fly.
In fact, when Clark discovered his Kryptonian heritage, he struggled to accept it and subconsciously developed mental blocks, severing him from his true power, which he would uncover throughout his life.
He's strong enough to shoulder press the weight of the earth for 5 days straight, or crush coal into perfectly cut diamond.
That's not how that
That's
works.
simple.
He's fast enough to reach the edge of the universe in seconds, or even break the bonds of infinity. Wait, he can do
What?
all that, but Batman can punch him out?
You're probably thinking of Elseworld stories outside main canon like Dark Knight Returns. It's a good question though. Superman's powers have fluctuated over time for a variety of reasons.
True.
However, for Death Battle, we take the characters at their best.
Yeah, like how his breath is so powerful he can sneeze away a solar system, or blow air cold enough to freeze.
So Superman's winning this again.
Speaking of, his
What you're saying?
X-ray vision doesn't just see through walls. He can see through your own body and mind to examine your soul.
And yet,
Wow.
he can't see through lead. That's okay, though. He can just burn through it with his face. Since he gets his power
Yeah.
from the yellow sun, his heat vision burns with the fire of a star. And if beams aren't enough, he can blast it out of his whole body for a super flare. It used to totally drain him, but he's learned how to control it.
Simply put, Superman's powers defy physics. My favorite examples of this are when he rebuilt the reality warping miracle machine from memory, or punched Brainiac so hard every version of him felt it through all of time, or when he gained 10 years worth of medical training through only 5 minutes of reading and then successfully performed lung surgery.
Nice.
What?
My favorite example is when he smelled brownies in North Dakota from orbit.
Even beyond his powers, Superman is no novice when it comes to the intricacies of battle.
He's trained in Kryptonian martial arts, which uses Chi, or as they call it, Shriar. He even got summoned to Asgard to fight demons with Thor for 1,000 years.
Superman can
Thor?
resist being erased from existence, such as tanking Darkseid's Omega Beams. Even Retcon and the Time Trapper, both of which hijack and alter timelines, can't touch him. Not because of his powerful mental defenses or healing factor, but because he's a cosmic linchpin in the
That's a
greater
creepy face.
metaverse.
Timelines literally revolve around him.
But let's let's address the S-shaped elephant in the room. You may have noticed we've covered a variety of Superman eras. Superman and DC Comics as a whole have gone through multiple retcons.
True.
Golden Age, Silver Age, pre-crisis, post-crisis.
He's died like
52,
at least
Rebirth,
twice.
and
I've
so
found
on.
out.
It would help to know which one is the main Superman, right? Well, they all are.
Yeah.
The latest reboots basically said everything in the main series is kind of canon, even when he had wacky powers like changing his appearance with a super muscular control. I guess he can still phase through almost anything, even people.
Look, if you really dig into it, this isn't new. Plenty of characters have recalled events from supposedly retcon timelines before.
Yeah, post-crisis Supes did start as less powerful than in pre-crisis, but that was because of the mental blocks.
Though he's not a complete composite, there's so many other Supermen out there.
Future Superman, Big Robot Superman, Commie Superman, Dinosaur Superman. There's a bunch.
What?
Still, this new canon has affected his abilities. For example, he and other Kryptonians can effortlessly travel through time. And while Superman's powers stem from the Earth's yellow sun, exposure to a blue star increases them even further. In fact, upon visiting a white star, he attained a whole new level of power.
When that old baldy Lex teleported him to another galaxy, Superman just popped back up, saying space-time has lost its meaning for him. He really just said that.
Remember, Superman defies physics.
Like when
Yeah,
he used
I can
heat
see
vision
that.
to restart the universe by making an all-new Big Bang.
We've seen that his universe has a radius of at least 100 trillion light years, but we can calculate a more exact figure. The DC universe is 15 billion years old and expands at 60 trillion light years per half second. This means its radius must be over 50 nonillion light years across.
What? That's 31 zeros, and Supes helped make that happen.
Well, about 1/5 of it. That's still immense power, but if you want something bigger, here's the Anti-Monitor blasting Golden Age Superman with all the energy of the antimatter universe. And then Superman,
Punched him so hard it kickstarted another one of those reboots.
Now, Superman does have weaknesses. There's kryptonite, of course, and
Yeah.
exposure to red starlight can fade his powers over time.
Not all at once. He has been able to move planets around while under a red star. So...
And everyone knows Superman can't deal with magic, but it's more accurate to say he doesn't have any special resistances to it. He's defeated plenty of magic users before.
Well,
even
Goku doesn't know
Superman
magic, so I
challenges
don't think
the
it's gonna
idea
really
that absolute
make any
power
difference.
corrupts absolutely. He's the goodest
This
good
brings
guy
Bob
of them
into
all.
this.
But there is nuance to being good, even if he is the ultimate power fantasy, unstoppable and incorruptible.
Such as when he took on the World Forger, one of the most powerful reality shapers in all of creation.
Who was in the 6th dimension, crafting a whole new multiverse to replace the one Clark calls home. Who's gonna stop him?
Superman could, and the Forger knew it. So he was trapped on a world with a sun so distant he could never escape. Or so the Forger thought.
Instead, Clark found the strength he needed to fly at that sun, dip through a ton of stars, KO the World Forger, and shatter his new multiverse with a single punch. Because that's Superman, a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
He's the kind of person to save a cat from a tree, answer Christmas cards from strangers, and tow hundreds of planets to a new galaxy all in the same day. What's not to like?
Truth and justice has no better champion than the Man of Steel.
So Superman's winning this, I'm guessing.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle! Let's do this again. Great animation so far. This kind of looks like, well, Goku looks like he came from fighters. Superman, I'm not sure.
Today's the day. We'll finally settle who's stronger.
Finally?
If you say so.
I think we settled it before, like 6 years ago. 6 or 7 years ago. Ooh.
You're holding back. Give it your all. No regrets.
I'm doing just fine.
There we go. Ooh, nice move. Oh. Well, Moon's gone.
Well, I guess we can wish it back later.
Yeah.
World made of cardboard. All right, I'll show you just how powerful I really am.
Looks like a job for
Those are past fights.
Well, what do you think?
That was awesome! Nice suit!
Oh, thanks. Kryptonian fabric. My mom made it for me.
Let's try to find him in base form. Oh, here comes Ultra Instinct. There it is. Oh! Wow. You just fly through those stars?
Finally.
Oh! You just destroyed the planet? Forget the planet, they destroyed the universe.
Oh, darn it.
Almost had me there. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it sure was. But I'll be stronger next time.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, great. Now bring the universe back, please.
Let's go again.
You're on.
Well, I was right. Superman won.
KO! That's it! The final
That was an awesome fight, though.
answer. Who am I kidding? People are gonna argue this one forever.
There's so many ways this battle could go, especially with all the other continuities.
For real, Goku would kick almost every other Superman's ass, except for the main one.
There's a lot to cover, so let's address the 5 categories most representative of this fight.
Okay.
First up, strength. Both could hit hard enough to break or make their whole universe. Or
Right.
take it in stride, like when Superman got smacked by the whole antimatter universe.
At most, Dragon Ball's universe is 1,505 times larger than our own. But based on the DC Universe's officially established age and rate of expansion, it is 1.6 vigintillion times larger. Over a novemdecillion times more than Goku's.
At some point, you reach a number high enough that it just doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't
anymore.
make any difference.
Goku's obviously gotten stronger since the Beerus fight, even by billions or trillions of times. He's defeated Jiren, Broly, Moro, and Fu.
But even if we highball Goku by quadrillions or quintillions of times, the gap is just too much, especially with the World Forger feat. Not even Heroes competes with that. Superman takes the edge in strength.
But strength isn't everything. Let's talk speed. Both are obviously way faster than light, but Superman crossed that mega-sized universe of his in seconds and flew faster than infinity.
Makes sense, he can keep up with the Flash, whose speed is so ludicrous it's unquantifiable.
Don't count Goku out, though. Flying across the entire afterlife in base form and outspeeding Eos's future sight takes some crazy speed.
Fighting Zamasu as an omnipresent merged timeline also implies immeasurable speeds.
That, combined with instant transmission and Ultra Instinct, could probably keep up.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Quantifiably, Superman is faster, but both are immeasurable. The safest bet here is to say they tie in speed.
Especially when we look at skill. Goku's a martial arts master. He's definitely got better battle instincts. He wants to fight and is dedicated to his training, while Superman sees training as a means to an end.
Superman's knowledge in pressure point combat and Kryptonian martial arts are impressive, but he's only used them a few times. It would be disingenuous to say he's an equivalent master at them.
True, yeah.
Goku wins
Goku
in
gets
skill,
that, yeah.
but not necessarily in experience.
Don't get it wrong, Superman is not a mindless brawler. He's trained with Batman and Wonder Woman. He's even defeated martial arts experts like Cobra without powers.
Goku has spent decades training, but Superman battled Norse demons for 1,000 years.
He's also
Okay, yeah, he definitely has more
brilliant.
experience.
Like when he reassembled the reality warping miracle machine from memory.
Not even the
Experience
Room of Spirit and
obviously
Time
goes to Superman.
can help
But
with that.
Perhaps less obvious is our last category, powers.
Hakai, Spirit Bomb, Mafuba, Instant Transmission, God Key, God Bind. How does Goku not win with those?
In Dragon Ball, Ki is dependent on physical ability, so it's different from Magic. God Ki is simply pure Ki, and Magic isn't an auto win against Superman anyway, whose greater strength could break out of something like the God Bind.
Mafuba and the Spirit Bomb would take way too long, and Goku's never successfully used Hakai before. Even if he did land it, Superman's impossible to erase from reality. Like, he's taking Mega Beams, which do the same thing as Hakai.
Superman can time travel, countering instant transmission's similar ability from Heroes. And regarding teleporting him to a red star, ignoring the fact that Saiyans can't breathe in space, though Goku's certainly tough enough to withstand a vacuum, instant transmission requires another person to act as a beacon. He can't just warp to any red star.
Even if he did, Superman could simply fly away and find a blue or white star for a supercharge.
And Goku could not pull off the same trick twice, as Superman could phase through his attacks.
So, that's it then. Clark has too many counters, so he takes the edge in powers and it's over.
Well, I think there's something else. Goku versus Superman breaches a broader zeitgeist. It's more than just two characters fighting. For a whole generation, especially in 90s America, superheroes represented an unyielding status quo. Spider-Man, Batman, Captain America rarely change who they are or what they believe in. For a lot of people, that's tiring, and Superman is an icon of that. Then along came anime. There was a whole other world of ideas and stories for us sheltered Westerners to experience, and Goku's an icon of that. So while many see this as a debate between characters, others see it as a debate of ideologies and culture. And if that's what's at stake, who wants Goku to lose?
You're sure you're not overthinking this?
It's not our intent, but it does call into question what we're doing. How can people agree with what we take as fact when fiction relies on interpretation? Are we stripping characters of their importance by simplifying them to contestants in a vacuum of violence? And if so, then what's the point?
Because it's fun, Wiz. Damn it, man. There's more than one way to appreciate something. We're having a great time talking about awesome characters and slamming action figures together. And that's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, no matter who you prefer, that battle was super, man.
That's the worst part.
What? It fits them both.
It's so lame.
I don't see you doing any better.
I do the math. The pun's your job.
Well, maybe if you math as good as I punned, then Goku would have won.
What is wrong with you? Hi, I'm Ben, the voice of Wiz. Thank you so much for watching. We are about to announce the next episode, but before we do that, if you're not a Death Battle member yet, click that join button below. See what
the next battle is. Season 10 finale. Okay. Like Galactus? Galactus versus Unicron. Wait, what did I say? Versus Unicron. #1 most requested matchup in Death Battle history. Okay, I know who Galactus is, but I've never heard of Unicron. I almost read that as Unicorn at first. I guess that's the brony in me. Still hiding down there. Well, I guess I'll react to that when it comes out, even though I have no idea who Unicron is. I guess I'll read up on them in the time being. But yeah, that was my reaction to this latest Goku versus Superman Death Battle. So, as from what I remember, Superman won before, so I'm guessing this is this gives Superman like a lead of sorts in their matchups, and it seems like they're going to be keep doing this over and over and over until the end of time, really. Which I guess I guess Superman can kind of go through time anyway, so it's probably going to happen anyway. But yeah, that was my reaction, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, and if you want to watch more reactions from me, subscribe to my channel as well. And you know, of course, leave a comment down below. Help me with the algorithm, all that kind of stuff. But with that, I have been Speedy Tempo, and I am out. See you guys.